Hello there, welcome to episode 6 of my final Sect gameplay for Amazing Cultivation Simulator. Today we are going to go for agency things, we are going to go for deeper secrets of cultivation. I've done quite some thinking about Yinji and his fellow cultivator lady. I have a real problem pronouncing this name correctly, but that's okay. We are going to go after that, well, I don't know. Probably we're going to explore a map or two, can't tell yet for sure. So before I get deeper into today's gameplay, take a look at the comment down there. There is a link to my new Let's Play gaming channel, currently uploading lots of vintage content there, and once it hits 1,000 subscribers there will be a lot of fresh new content there. I can't wait to get started. So let's talk about the agency first, because Mount South has been established. So down here we have around 14,000 followers producing experience for us. That's a pretty rookie number. It's actually really low. What we gotta do though is we have to get grain going to have these people supplied. So we're going to build one field. That's the very first thing that we're going to do. We're going to build yet another field, but I have to double check how my lumber stockpiles are. Okay, we got enough of that. Supplying ourselves with wheat is really important right from the get-go, because of many reasons. I'm going to go over that later. And we're going to build the logging camp, which leaves us with almost no wood for ourselves, but it's gonna be okay because we have now the most important resources gathered. We don't get any brownstone in yet. That's a little bit sad, but one thing at a time. Currently I want the steady influx of timber. Okay, so now we need to choose a policy. Here you can decide how your agency will work with the people, and charity is way to go, because it will give food to the people for free, and it'll make more people get attracted to our sect, and that's exactly what we want. Good. So let's see how we are moving along with this project here. So seems as if the building materials we require are all available. I have no info that we need more spirit stone blocks. That's really cool. So the only thing that I see, oh man, these building menus, they always confuse me, is the lack of a cushion. No cushion, no cultivation, you know. Also, we need a lot of spirit wood. I think we should probably consider trading with our neighbors soon. Oh, hello there, enemies. So, we still get to fight against petty humans. So I'm sending my dog towards there. It's going to be the easiest way to fix this issue. I don't know if I'm mistaken there, but if I remember correctly, killing people, mortals, with a cultivator can be quite a problem, because you can rack up negative karma, you know? It's like, it's so easy to kill them. You are actually violating the laws of, I don't know. I haven't fully figured out what the thing is, but if I remember correctly, you get negative karma for that. Correct me where I stand wrong. You guys are actually really good in the comment section and filling in the blanks. Deeply appreciate that, by the way. So here's yet another wonderful wisdom out of the comment section, which I really appreciated. So here's the perfect example. The dog wants to help with the work, but I was before always totally okay with that. But I learned that dog's skill in this work is horrible. Therefore, it's actually not smart to let him work in areas where a high skill gives you better yields. So here I failed. So I didn't know that. So if you want to have the maximum yields, you should let your experienced outer disciples do that job, because the better they are at the job, the better the yield. I don't know if that's true for tree chopping too, but I wouldn't be surprised if so. So we're going to say we're noping out on that, and you guys let me know if that was a wise choice or not. Problem with this game is that in many aspects it's quite a pain to research if your assumptions are right or wrong. So for example, I've also learned that the element of these displays doesn't matter. You see that white icon there? So basically the material you make them out of is, well, negating the element. So I could build those displays out of whatever I want. It wouldn't make any difference because the material gets neutralized, so to say. I didn't know that. I didn't pay attention to the small details. Actually quite obvious when you have a look at it, but yeah, appreciating that. Speaking about which, it's about time that we're getting ourselves a observatory going. You know, that sweet little thing displaying us all manner of different feng shui issues in all sect. So, what is that? Yeah, alright, here we get a policy cancelling the whole time because we don't have the yields yet. It's going to take a couple of days, but it's okay. So, Yinji, you have done your transcriptions. So, I've done a lot of thinking lately, and considering the fact that Yinji, as a cultivator, is nowhere near as good as this fine lady here, well, this puts me up to a lot of different tasks. So, first off, I think I'm going to split the transcription experience between Nianshuang and Yinji, because this guy desperately needs a rebirth to actually get going. But we don't have the rituals yet to make it really lucrative. You will learn a couple of spells that allow you to pump up the base stats of the people by applying these spells while they're still mortals. We can't do that yet. And this fine lady here has already decently high base stats, so she's actually a better leader than him. That has been pointed out in the comment section, and it's so darn true. So, what does that mean for us? I'll be investing more resources into this fine lady here, because, well, currently we need to rebirth them both. Okay, but they will be the two cultivators I'll be building up the sect on. That's at least my plan. I don't know how well it'll work out, but this girl has so much luck. It's insane. And yeah, we also got here a decent follow-up person, but in this case, I'm actually assuming I have a hard time. I'm considering to delay their initiation into the inner disciplehood until I have the ability to boost up their base stats. But I'm really sidetracking here. So we're going to transcribe the remaining laws with this fine young lady. And I decided that I'm going to invest the remaining inspiration that I got heavier now into artifact mastery on this guy. Probably also into artifact crafting, to have some workhorse early on. So the skills you increase get costier and costier with every point that you're investing. Artifact Mastery transforms you into a better warrior. And early on, it's really good to have a punching guy. And this is what he's going to be. But as you see here, the material, or not the material, the artifact is crap. We're literally trying to fight with a few wooden offcuts that we've enchanted into an artifact. It's ridiculous. So we need something better. To create something better, well, luckily we have just the right path for that. The Myriad Artifact Law is all about artifact creation. So we're going to increase artifact crafting as well. And here you can already see my inspiration melting away. But that's okay. This guy is not meant to be a top-notch cultivator. He is meant to be my working horse. He's going to be the first dude who's going to be transformed into a crappy golden core and all those things. It pays off to have somebody bite the bullet in your sect. At least in my experiences, that is. This game is really deep in many, many ways, and therefore there are a lot of different ways of achieving the same thing. And I might have played this game a couple of 100 hours, but I'm far from calling myself an expert or anything. I would actually call myself a rookie with attitude. This game is really quite challenging. Let's put it down like that. Alright, expanded the manual pavilion, and some people have helped me out with that question there as well. There is no such thing as a chance of raising down your manual pavilion and refilling it after with the books again to gain the experience again. Basically, I've been told that the stuff gets saved. Thanks for that. So I didn't have to try that out. So, let's see. What about the spirit wood? Is there any spirit wood being gathered? No. Alright, I need somebody who's more focused on the logging duty, alright? So, who's good? Logging is something that basically everybody does. You know what, Wenfeng? You didn't do it ever before? You're doing it primarily now. At least for a while, because I really need those spirit wood trees being chopped. This stuff needs to charge up. If it is, I think, 5 days on a display, it'll have the maximum amount of chi that it can gather. I think it was 5 days, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. Let's see if that fixes up the problem. Let's follow Wenfeng for a moment. And I do see that we seem to require new food as well. Alright, there's the spirit wood I've been wishing for. So 3 logs here. And 3 logs here. Alright, there we go. Finally making some progress. That stuff is so costly if you're buying it from other sects. Huh, such a big tree. Only 1 piece of spirit wood. What a shame. Anyways. I had no clue. So, let's see. My food stockpiles feel a little bit lowish, so we're going to send our good man Yinji over to an adventure, while I'll pay close attention to Yanchuang gathering up the XP. So, let's see. Charity is not being cancelled. That means we are now producing materials. Brilliant. Alright. I went for the wood production because building up agencies requires a lot of wood. It makes our job in the future so much easier when we got the ability to gather wood externally. Savage men from the jungle. Alrighty. So, since my dog somehow can't explore... well, whatever. This guy's actually decently close to the border of the map. Oh! Oh, he can explore. Silly old me. Nice. Why wasn't that stuff uncovered the last time? I could swear I saw him soaring once there without uncovering anything. I don't know. I sincerely don't. Anywho, how's the agriculture going? Not at all. We really need more personnel. We really, really do. It's also a reason why I'm pushing forward in the agency building. So, I think that was a really good thing. Come on. This is a growth boost. It sounds gross to have the dog pee on your crops, but he's a spiritual animal, he's a magical thing, and his business is going to help your things grow, okay? Alright, so the feng shui overlay has been activated, and as we can see, the feng shui is quite happy with us. Good. So I still know how it works. I'm relieved. Okay. Oh, good boy. I totally forgot about you, man. So, you can send them adventuring there to gather stuff, or you go to the map like I do here. I usually do that only as an emergency measure, because, you know, it is a little bit annoying to do that every time you need food. But, you know, one of those things in the game where I gotta say, when you know about this, it's basically impossible to starve in the game. It's one of those many weirdnesses of ACS where you are allowed to to counter the whole game's difficulties by just having some meta knowledge, but that's how this game is supposed to work. I do enjoy that that this concept is in the entire game. The entire game works like that, and this lady here is a real keeper. She's extremely charismatic. She's not so much cultivation material. She wouldn't make a bad cultivator. Good medium thing, but she's decent at social, and she has a high charisma. I think I'm going to hire her for my agencies. And this guy, well, he's not lucky. Her luck is decently high. A 7 in luck is enough to... I'm gonna take her as a cultivator. She's too... This... You know, I started being obsessed about luck in this game, okay? Luck is so darned everywhere. Hey? Why are you not going there? Luck is such a big stat in this game. My previous runs, I totally didn't respect how big of a stat luck is here. Because you have to do so many random rolls in this game. And luck, yeah, it helps you with just having more success in these random rolls. So we're going to pick her up, because even if she's not going to be the big pillar for our sect to rely on, she will be one of those cultivators that we can use later to grab all those advanced laws that we want, because you have to spam one spell tremendously often to get the chance to find all those laws. It's a nightmare that we're getting ourselves towards to. But it's okay. It's gonna be all fine. Some of these things in this game give me low-key PTSD in terms of tedium. I don't want to think about cultivating my body cultivators later, for example, but, you know, it's gonna be all fine. And here, you see what happens after the dog has a pee. Hey, dude. Alright, let's help our friend in need. There it goes. Why can't the tiger be attacked? Because he killed the tiger. Mein Feng, how much of a fighter are you actually, dude? It's 26. Okay. Quite a beast, this guy. Just killed a wolf and a tiger, just in passing by. Alright. And the tiger lost his port. No, okay. It's starting to be nonsense. He's just immortal. Anyways, we're making good progress with the spirit wood gathering. So, seriously, if you want to get something done, all you need to do is to push them to that job for a while. Good, we can chop a tree there. So basically, we're currently building up a room for Nian Shuang, by the way, and not for Yin Ji. Because here's how the laws work. She has picked up a fire law, and now we finally have that, have the opportunity to study the element. So here's the thing. Fire gets its energy from wood. So a fire cultivator wants to be surrounded by wooden energy. Our friend Yin Ji, though, is a wood cultivator, if I'm not mistaken, so he'd be preferring water energy. Water energy rooms are a pain to construct because they end up being pretty cold. If you don't have the fitting things, it's really darned cold, and water elemental stuff is really hard to come by. So we're going to delay his development one way or another. This room, though, it's going to be pretty perfect for Nian Shuang, so it's okay there. And here's another thing, if I remember correctly exactly. Metal cultivators, they rely on earth energy, and that is also pretty easy to achieve because stone essence. Stone essence ain't as powerful as spirit wood. You know, spirit wood has a higher chi absorption range, So you can pack more of the spirit wood into one of these circles compared to the stone essence. But the stone essence has the correct element. If this is all gibberish for you, I promise I'll get to the point with you where you will actually start understanding what this stuff is actually trying to know what this stuff's meaning. This game is not called Amazing Confusion Simulator for no reason, but you can beat the confusion. There we go. So, what's your problem, dude? Interrupted sleep, dim. Fatigued. Slept on the ground? Why are you sleeping on the ground? I don't understand why these people are here. I'm pissed because I have to sleep on the ground. She's literally standing right next to her bed that's assigned to her now. Weird. So, whoa, you're bad at everything. Have a nice life. So, what's that? Oh yeah. That's really, really useful. Let's just hope that she's gonna be just searching herself a spot where she can't sleep. Jeez. Alright, so let's keep transcribing, and since Yinji is back home, it's a good time now to get started with weapon crafting. Here, it is a little bit different. So a wood cultivator is now not particularly fond of a water weapon. You will use a fire weapon, because you gotta imagine it like this. The artifacts get charged up by the power of the cultivator, so the artifacts should be something that resonates extremely well with the energy of the cultivator. Therefore, if you are a wood cultivator, a fire item is ideal for you. Fire cultivators love earth items, and so on and so forth. Therefore, we should really try to get ourselves a fire artifact, but that's easier said than done. Fire materials are currently not that easy to acquire for us, so we're going to make it a little bit different. We're going to... Wait a sec. I need a forge, don't I? I need a forge to make me a wooden sword. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Yes, we're going to make us a wooden sword. Because artifacts follow a certain logic. If you want to make an artifact that's good at hurting people, you should enchant an item that's good at hurting people, you know? There's a certain logic behind that. And we got strange little elf, and I just realized that I forgot something very, very important. I forgot to equip the firecracker. So, there we go. Let's make sure we're not losing the strange little elf. Alright, and here you take the firecracker, you right-click it, and then you shoot that little elf. And he's scared, and the festive goods are yours. That's how it's done. That's how you rob that guy. I think I cannot interact with it because somebody's trying to loot it, I assume. And that's the reason why I always have firecrackers in my sect. There should be a button to open these. I'm confused. Whatever. Let's wait until it is in my storage area. So, the last 3 pieces of spirit wood are there. Wonderful. Sometimes it's so hard to click what you want to click, actually. Too many things onto too many different layers at the same time. Anywho, look at this thing, how sparkly it is. I love Spirit Stone for this quality. Makes your place way shinier. Okay, where was I? I wanted to enchant something, didn't I? So we also should probably build ourselves another well. I've made the experience that these things are really, really important. The larger your sect grows, it's really important to have a second well or something like that, especially where your disciples are living at, because, you know, humanly needs. Okay, so we're making a very, very slow progress here, and we got to have... So, you are going to... Wait a sec. I'm not gonna do it like that. So who's a really good smith here? Okay, you are a decent smith. Good enough. Alright, my dear. You want to eat pears? You can eat all the pears. It is just good to give your dog a huge food variety. Alright. Yeah, there's a couple of adventures that I still should undertake. I think one trip to the Emerald Palace and one to the Ethereal Cave were pretty good. Oh, let's here was the where was the thing where you can see how much time they require. So, can you guys fix up that sword for good? Finally. Forging the wooden sword was a long task. So, that's what we're going to enchant now. This should end up in a much more potent artifact than the last time. Because... Oh, it's... no, I canceled the wrong thing. Yeah. I wanted to cancel his leisure time, and then I accidentally canceled something else. The actual task. So, a treasure came from the sky, so let's explore that. It's on the safe side of the map, so we can do. Here we go! Our first real artifact. Sort of. So, if you compare it, the artifact power is a tad bit higher. 6 points, it's not that much, but it will be a lot better than stuff we had in the first place. So, let's see. How much power do we have? 29, alright. Since our dog can tank for us, it is going to be okay. I'll equip the other artifact on Yan Shuang, because she's actually really in need of an artifact too. Cultivators grow unhappy if they are without artifact, and you should totally respect that. Okay, I think we are at the last transcription finally. It's awesome. Alright, so we also should be able to get our next... No, we're not able to. As soon as we have hit 100 influence, we will found our next agency as quick as possible. It's just really important. What do we have here? So, an artifact fell from the skies. Not even a particularly bad one. So, it is, as a matter of fact, much better than the other one that I just equipped on Yan Shuang. The thing here is quite simple. It has a pretty high chi capacity and recovery. The other stats are not that important. The most important stats, my humble opinion, artifact power, chi recovery, chi capacity, attack speed. The other things are not that important. I wouldn't say they are completely irrelevant, but some of them sort of are. Anywho, we're going to go deeper into that. Currently, we're actually giving our people just toys to play with. These are not really weapons. Anywho, so found some brownstone. Not bad. So where to next? I'm a little bit at a loss. We have so many things that we can do all at once. I think we don't need to visit Mount Coppertomb for that because we have more than enough iron. I think I'm going to go for another stroll over to the ruins of Tayi. Simply because resource gathering, you know? There's so many things that we can use from there. I do have a decent stockpile of timber, yes, but with some luck we can get ourselves some more spirit stone block and some more metal. Really love to stock up on iron bars in a big way, and there can be still more marble and other blocks, so pilfering Tahi 2 times is not excessive at all. It's just actually a good way of doing it. I could have also brought Nian Zhuang on my way. Okay, my good friends, this is where today's episode ends. We have now a fully geared out cultivation star here, so we can get Nian Shuang to good levels. Yinji will be a grade 9 or grade 8 golden core for the sect, and he will fulfill many, many working jobs for us, so it's going to be a quite fun ride for him. And at the end of the day, we want to reincarnate Nian Shuang and Yinji, though, because I want to rebirth them for good. But that's a very, very long way to go, and I really hope that we're going to go forward with that. And this is some modded content that I encounter here. So, my good friends, leave me a comment. As usual, I appreciate your input. You guys are giving me amazing insights even after this long time, even after playing this game that much. I always appreciate that. Leave a thumbs up. It is very, very important since the series is now older and older. It helps a lot to make it float on the algorithm, and of course, subscriptions help me a ton. As do visits on Patreon, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to support this channel, I'd be delighted if you did, and those are the best ways of doing it. That being all said, I thank you for your time. I hope you're coming back again. I hope you have a great day, and let's see where we'll get with this. See you there.